ESI's story teaches us that your current situation is never your final destination. Mr. Benson thought his wealth was a shield, but his pride. In the coastal village of Mumford, Mr. Benson was a man who worshipped only gold. He didn't care for family, he cared for investment. When his daughter Essie fell gravely ill and could no longer work in his shops, Benson saw her not as a daughter, but as a burden. At the break of dawn, while a cold rain poured over the village, Benson decided he would no longer waste his resources. He dragged the weakened Essie to the edge of his property and cast her out. "The world has no room for the weak," he sneered, slamming the door as the rain soaked her thin clothes. With nothing but a small cloth and a heart full of fire, Essie dragged herself to the roadside and hitched a ride on a charcoal truck bound for Accra. In the city, Esi's life was a battle. She started by carrying basins of iced water on her head under the scorching sun of Makala Market. But while the city was tough, Essie was tougher. She saved every pesewa, eventually opening a small stall, then a shop, and finally a massive trading empire that spanned the coast. She became known across Accra as the woman who rose from the rain. Meanwhile, back in Mumford, the Benson luck ran dry. A series of fires destroyed his warehouses, and his ships were lost to the sea. Desperate to recover, he made foolish gambles until he was completely bankrupt. The villagers who once feared him now ignored him as he begged for scraps in the mud. Years later, a sleek, black car drove into Mumford. Out stepped a woman draped in silk, her eyes reflecting the wisdom of many storms. It was Essie. She had come back to build a clinic for the village. An old man, tattered and smelling of old gin and despair, shuffled toward her, holding out a shaking hand for a coin. It was her father. He didn't recognize the powerful woman before him, he only saw a stranger with money. Essie looked at the hand that had once pushed her into the rain. She placed a heavy bag of coins in his palm and said softly, "You told me the world has no room for the weak, father. I am glad I didn't listen." Benson fell to his knees, finally realizing that the daughter he discarded was the only treasure he ever truly had. Moral lesson: ESI's story teaches us that your current situation is never your final destination. Mr. Benson thought his wealth was a shield, but his pride became his downfall. Essie proved that resilience, paired with a forgiving heart, is the greatest wealth one can possess. Please like, leave a comment, help share and subscribe.